Hey Army, stop for a second. Don't scroll. Because what happened in Tampa Day 2, it wasn't loud, it wasn't planned, and it wasn't even supposed to be the highlight. But somehow, it became the moment everyone can't stop replaying. You've probably seen clips already. Maybe just a few seconds. Maybe blurry. Maybe from a far angle. And you thought, wait, did that really just happen? Yeah, that's the moment. But before we get there, you need to feel what the stadium felt like that night. The energy was different. Not just loud, heavy, emotional. Like something was building from the very first song. This wasn't just another stop on tour. This felt like a night where anything could happen. And Jungkook, he was locked in. Sharp movements, clean vocals, no hesitation. You could tell he was fully present, focused, almost intense in a quiet way. Taehyung, different energy. Calm, controlled, but powerful. The kind of presence that doesn't need to try too hard. He just walks, and people feel it. Now imagine those two energies, on the same stage, at the same time. Yeah, you already know where this is going. At first, nothing obvious happened. Just small things. Tiny details. The kind you only notice if you're really paying attention. A glance that stayed a little longer. A step that brought them just a bit closer. A moment where they passed each other, and it felt intentional. Or maybe not. That's the thing. You couldn't tell. And that's where the tension started building. Fans didn't say anything yet, but you could feel it. Cameras started following them more. People watching more closely. Waiting, without even knowing what they were waiting for. Then, it happened. Not during a big chorus. Not during a dramatic drop. No spotlight. No setup. Just a transition moment. Everything relaxed for a second. And Jungkook moved. No hesitation. No signal. He stepped in, and suddenly, he hugged Taehyung. Just like that. Quick. Natural. Gone in seconds. If you blinked, you missed it. But the crowd didn't. The reaction hit instantly. A wave of sound. Not planned. Not coordinated. Just raw shock. Excitement. Confusion. All at once. Because it didn't feel like part of the show. It felt real. Taehyung's reaction, that made it even more interesting. No dramatic surprise. No exaggerated movement. He just accepted it. Calm. Casual. Like it wasn't unusual. And that's exactly why people can't stop talking about it. Because when something unexpected happens, and both people treat it like it's normal, it makes you wonder, was it really spontaneous? Or is this just how they are, when no one's supposed to notice? Now slow down for a second. Let's stay grounded. There's no official confirmation, no statement, no choreography that includes that moment, nothing that proves it was planned. And that's important, because what makes this moment powerful isn't speculation. It's how real it felt. That's it. A simple interaction. A brief hug in the middle of a live performance. But here's where it gets deeper. It wasn't just the hug. It was the timing. This tour, it means something. It's not just stages and songs. It's a return, a reconnection, a moment where everything feels more emotional than usual. So when something like that happens, even for a second, it hits harder. Midway through the show, you could feel a shift. Not obvious, not dramatic, but real. Fans started watching differently. Every time Jungkook and Taehyung were near each other, people noticed. Every glance, every step, every shared frame suddenly mattered more. And that's how moments grow. Not because they're big, but because they change how everything after them is seen. Clips started spreading fast. Different angles, different speeds. People zooming in, slowing it down, replaying the same few seconds again and again. Trying to understand. Was there a signal before it happened? Did Taehyung expect it? Did Jungkook hesitate, even for a second? Or was it just instinct? And here's the truth. We don't fully know. And maybe that's why it's so addictive to watch. Because your brain keeps trying to fill the gap. Trying to turn a few seconds into a full story. But sometimes, a moment is just a moment. And that's enough. As the concert kept going, nothing as direct happened again. No second hug, no repeat. But the impact stayed. You could feel it in the way fans reacted, in the way cameras kept following them, in the way every small interaction suddenly felt bigger. And by the time the show moved toward the ending, the atmosphere had changed. Softer, more emotional. Not because of one event, but because of what that event unlocked. Because now, everyone was watching with a different perspective, looking for meaning in things they might have ignored before. And that's powerful, because it means the moment didn't end when it happened. It continued. Through reactions, through clips, through conversations. Even now, you're still thinking about it, right? Now here's something to ask yourself. If that moment never happened, would this night feel the same? Would people still be replaying it? Still talking about it? Still trying to figure it out? Probably not. Now, let's go a little deeper, because this is where things get uncomfortable and maybe even a bit controversial. You saw the moment. You felt the reaction. But here's the real question. What did you actually see? Was it a genuine, spontaneous interaction, or are we all reacting to something we want to believe is special? Think about that for a second. Because in today's world, especially online, moments don't just exist. They get shaped, edited, reframed, repeated until they feel bigger than they originally were. So ask yourself honestly, did you watch the full context or just a clip? Did you see it from multiple angles or just the one that went viral? And more importantly, did you decide what it meant on your own, or did the internet decide for you? This is where it gets interesting, because the information around this moment didn't come from one official source. It spread through TikTok clips, YouTube edits, Twitter threads, fan reactions, all moving fast, all layered with emotion, music, captions, and interpretations. And when that happens, the line between fact and narrative starts to blur. So now the real question is, do you truly believe this moment happened exactly the way it's being described? Or is it possible that what you're seeing is a version of the truth, shaped to feel more dramatic, more emotional, more viral? That doesn't mean it's fake. But it also doesn't automatically mean it's exactly what people say it is. And that's an important difference. Because sometimes a simple moment gets amplified, not because it was huge, but because people need it to be huge. They slow it down, add music, add captions like, "This changed everything," or "This wasn't supposed to happen." And suddenly, a few seconds becomes a story. But is it the story? Or just a story? Think about how fast you reacted when you first saw it. Did you feel surprised? Excited? Confused? Now ask yourself, where did that feeling come from? From the moment itself? Or from how it was presented to you? Because presentation changes everything. Now here's a harder question. What if this moment is completely real, but our interpretation of it is not? What if it was just a natural, friendly gesture, nothing more, nothing hidden, nothing dramatic? Would it still feel as powerful? Or would it suddenly feel smaller? And if that's the case, then what are we actually reacting to? The reality or the meaning we've added on top of it? This isn't about denying the moment. It happened. You can see it. But understanding how we process it, that's where critical thinking starts. Because not every viral moment is misleading, but not every viral moment is fully understood either. And when information comes from fast-moving platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter, it spreads before it settles, before it gets verified, before context is complete. So the responsibility shifts to you, to pause, to question, to look again, to ask, is this confirmed or just widely shared? Is this evidence or interpretation? Is this fact or something that feels like fact because everyone is saying the same thing? And here's something even more important. Why do we want moments like this to be bigger than they are? Is it because they feel rare? Because they feel emotional? Because they give us something to talk about, to connect over, to replay? There's nothing wrong with feeling that. But there is something important about recognizing it. Because once you do, you start seeing things differently. You stop reacting instantly. You start observing. You start asking better questions. And maybe that's the real takeaway from all of this. Not just what happened on stage, but how we respond to what we see. So now, I want to hear from you.